Shabbat Shalom, Israel. I'm going to give a call like how about Shalom Mashiach on Malak Shah. That's giving all honor and glory to Yahweh and to his only begotten Son of the world, ignorantly called Jesus Christ. With Battle Axes of Most High, just coming at y'all another Sabbath night class, or Sabbath, coming into the Sabbath class. Just to get built up and edified in the Most High God name. First Works Friday, coming back to our God and doing the first works, which is the law, statutes, commandments. Got Soldier Donovan, got Soldier Rosenthal, got Soldier Ezra reading for us today, man. Lord willing, this class is edifying not only to ourselves but to the nation. And we'll continue to push His truth and honesty and sincerity. The title of the class is Your Rival, the Idol. Your Rival, the Idol. Brother asked to kind of go into the class about idols and idolatry, and what better time to do it than going into the time of the Passover? Because we know following the Exodus, when we were set free in Egypt, we immediately went into idolatry, worshiping golden calves. Guess what? Even failing its more molten images. And these are the things that keep reoccurring and why we keep ending in captivity. But we know this is our last captivity. All praise to the Most High. But guess what? We still dealing with the same things. But this is the class to kind of build brothers up, get away from these idols. Because, hey, after this time is it, But without further ado, man, let's kind of get into it, man. Let's go to Colossians. Oh, my bad. Shabbat Shalom, all the brothers and sisters tuned in, that will tune in. I hope this class is edifying to y'all. Shabbat Shalom to all my brothers and sisters, man. Let me see. See who all in here already. Shabbat Shalom, Officer Barakiah, Sister Mary Houston, and Brother Lamar Benton, man. Shabbat Shalom, you brothers and sisters. Let's go ahead and get this first precept, man. Let's go to Colossians chapter 3. And we're just going to start at verse 2. When we get there, I can go ahead and read it. 3 and 2. Yeah, Colossians 3 and 2. Y'all forgive me, man. I've been dealing with the allergies for about the past 3 weeks, man. I just bear with it.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 2.
Bring it out.
Set your affection on things above.
Read that again, huh?
Set your affection on things above.
Matter of fact, read verse 1.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
If ye then be risen with Christ,
Mm-hmm.
seek those things which are above,
Right, read on.
where Christ sitteth on the right hand of God.
Man, we just kind of had to go ahead and start off with a bang, man. So it said, if ye be risen with Christ, guess what? Coming through the regeneration. Guess what? You done beat off that old man, that old woman. And guess what? You made into a new person, right? Not even just going so far as the regeneration. Guess what? You risen back up in Christ. Why? What? Knowing we have grace, but guess what? Knowing we have to keep the law, statutes, commandments. Converting back into that babe, man, right? So if you be risen with Christ, and guess what? It literally just told you where Christ is going to be at, on the right hand of God, right? But watch this. It says, seek those things which are above. And what's that, man? The Most High God. Because a lot of times we fall into idolatry because we see a lot of things on this earth, and we like it, and we want it, and we adore it, man. And we're so affectionate of these things. Guess what? They ultimately become our idols, right? Well, watch this. Read verse 2.
Verse 2. Set your affection on things above.
Guess what? The Lord says, set your affections on the things above. Guess what? What's the things above? The kingdom. The Most High God, right? The things that we should be striving for. These should be the things that we can only imagine to try to accomplish. Guess what? I don't want to idolize people that make a lot of money. I don't want to idolize big Christianity churches. I don't want to idolize none of these things, man. The only thing I want to see on a straight and narrow path is the kingdom, man. And the only thing that's on my mind was over anything should be the Most High God and His law, statutes, and commandments. Because that's how we fall a lot of times. We don't set our affections on the things that are above us. We see, guess what? Oh, man, if I get my credit score to 720, I can get this A, B, C, or D. Oh, man, if I get this money, I can do this, and that. And guess what? Money, we know money is a defense. We know all of these things. But guess what? When you get so far into it, now you're like, well, damn, if I can make money like this, I can keep making money like this. And then you get so money. You ain't read for a week. Guess what? You ain't studied as good as you want to, because now that your mind is shifting. First, your mind was set on the things above, but now you got idol creeping up. It's money. And guess what? It ain't just got to be money. It could be lust. Yeah, we're going to get into it, man, because this whole class is about idols, but it's a lot of ways that you can fall into idolatry, right? But read 2 from the top.
Verse 2 from the top. Set your affection on things above,
Right? Read.
not on things on the earth.
That's plain as day. Basically, I jumped the gun. Guess what? The Lord says, set your affections on the things above, man. Not the things that's on this earth, because guess what? In a couple seconds to the Lord, this place is going to be wiped off. Then when them bombs hit and all these things come crashing, guess what? The stock market crashing, the economy is crashing. Guess what? All these places are gearing up for war. What thing should you idolize right now? What is there to idolize? A nuke? Damn, I love that nuke. I can't wait for it to drop. You have people who do that. You got those big doomsday preppers. You got all these people who are waiting to get in their bunkers, itching for it. But guess what? I seen a quote. I think you posted that. It was like, damn, a lot of Edomites and all these other heathen, they make underground bunkers. They make a lot of things because they know they can't leave. They know they have to fulfill these prophecies. They know they have to go hide in these crevices and these cliffs. They have to do these things. So they're going to at least make it worth their while. I mean, I would too, but I'll praise the Most High. I don't have to, right?
That's basically what he was saying. They're basically trying to prove a point and say that this is how you know that they can't leave the earth, because they've been talking about traveling to Mars for how long now?
Man.
And if y'all in the right state of mind, y'all try to go to Mars and live right there while World War III is kicking off on Earth. But the thing is, y'all can't leave the damn, because y'all gonna crash right into the damn dome.
Man, for real, bro. And that's the point thing is, man. And thing is, the heathen are dismayed about the things that's in the sky. Man, the solar eclipse coming up, guess what? They see the sun, the moon, the stars. They even found a planet, they call it Planet X. They call it just like Earth and all these places. Guess what? They idolize the things that's above, because guess what? That's the only thing they can see above. The Israelites, we can see the kingdom. We can see the Most High God. We see Christ in the scripture. We see all these things. The only thing they can see is what's above. But if they look down, they can see their place, because that's where they're going to be at. Beneath us. Dirt, floor, gravel, whatever it is. But watch this. Jump down to verse 5.
Verse 5. Mortify, therefore, your members.
So guess what? The Lord said, mortify your members, meaning to purge your members. Guess what? If you know your eyes, you are a lustful person. You're always looking up and down on women, vice versa, looking up and down on men. You're going to mortify those things, right? You're going to kind of correct yourself. When you see a nice looking brother or sister, you're going to, guess what, put your head down, look at your fringes, look on your phone, take a fake phone call. You're going to do whatever you can to keep that thing mortified, keep it cleansed, holy and sanctified, right? So it said mortify your members, right? Read.
Which are upon the earth.
Right? So guess what? Going into your fleshly body, correct? Read.
Fornication.
Fornication. Read.
Uncleanness.
Read.
Inordinate affection.
Read.
Evil concupiscence.
Read on.
And covetousness.
Which is what?
Which is idolatry.
Guess what? These things are idolatry to the Lord, man. You being a fornicator, you being unclean, you have an inordinate affection. Guess what? Inordinate meaning not in order. Your affection is everywhere else but to the Lord. Your affection is to another brother or sister so bad that you're lusting. Guess what? Maybe if you seek the Most High God a lot harder, guess what? He might give you a wife. He might give you a husband. Like with King David. He wanted that woman so bad. It was Bathsheba. He wanted Bathsheba so bad. He was willing to do all these things. The Lord turned around and said, man, if you wanted it, just ask for me. Just ask me. Guess what? But we know David was a mighty man of the Lord. So, hey, brothers and sisters, y'all got to have your mind set for these things, man. But guess what? There's nothing that the Lord can't do for y'all. But guess what? You got to mortify your members, man. You got to get rid of that fornication, the uncleanliness, the inordinate affection, the evil concupiscence. All these things are going to strong sexual desires, man. Every single one. And it says covetousness. But we know we got a lot of that in Israel. Brothers and sisters mad at what another brother and sister got. Dang, why her dress look like this? Why I can't have it? Why she got a good husband? Why I gotta work? Why I gotta pay the bills and her husband pay all her bills? And why she gotta do this? Why I gotta do that? Damn, why that brother know how to preach? Damn, why is and it's a lot of murmuring, complaining. And guess what? You're coveting over those things. But guess what? I promise y'all, if the shoes was on the other foot and y'all was in that situation, you would guess what? He would either humble you or you'd be like, well, damn, I'm glad I'm not with them. Like even Capt Jerubbaal always bring out. There's a brother with no legs. There's a brother with some knee pain, complaining about his knees until he seen somebody with no legs. Then the person with no legs complaining about the no legs until he seen somebody with no arms and legs. Then was somebody complaining about that or somebody who was dead. Because guess what, man? No matter how much you have or how much less you have, people are always gonna complain when they see something else, man. And I always told out there, man, about lots. You know, everybody when you're born on this earth, you have a specific lot you have to fulfill. And a lot of times we get beside ourselves, wanting to see and dibble and dabble in other people's lives. And guess what? The Lord be like, okay, you want to see what they go through on a day-to-day basis? I'm going to give you your lot on top of their life. Now you wondering why all hell breaking loose in your house. Why? Because you ain't mortified your members. You covetous. Guess what? You a fornicator. You see this dude's wife so bad, he be like, dang, if this was my wife, if this was this, and then you wondering why your wife freaking out. Or vice versa. Man, if I had that husband, if he was my husband, I would be so submissive. I would be so there. And now you wonder why your husband want a second wife because you're not fulfilling your role. There's a lot of things that come with this covetousness, man. Evil concupiscence, inordinate affection, fornication, uncleanness. All these things are idolatry to the Lord, man. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, we finna get all of them, man.
Hey, let me get Job 31:1. It's like even touch on the eyes part.
Oh yeah. Spirit with them. So, I was gonna get it because I said it, but I was first in one night. I'm glad you got it.
Because like we could always like look at Job because what the Most High God consider that man perfect. So
That's right.
like people that's perfect in the Bible, we should always learn from what they did, man, and strive to be perfect just like how they were, or even better if possible. Because even with Christ. But go ahead, whenever you get there.
The book of Job, chapter 31 and verse 1. I made a covenant with mine eye.
I did what?
I made a covenant with mine eye.
So Job's mindset was fully set on the Most High God. He said, I made a covenant with mine eyes. Basically saying, hey, I made a covenant with the Most High God. Because read on.
Why then should I think upon a maid?
Why what?
Why then should I think upon a maid?
He said, why then should I think upon a maid? Because let's read verse 2, man.
Verse 2. For what portion of God is there from above?
Because he's basically saying, what can I get out of just lusting after a woman, man? Like, especially if she ain't my wife and all these things, what can I get out of that? What portion does that have to do with the Most High God? But go ahead.
And what inheritance of the Almighty from Ohio?
Because he's like, you ain't gonna get no portion out of it, and you ain't gonna get no type of inheritance out of it. But read on.
It's not destruction to the wicked.
Read that one time, man.
It's not destruction to the wicked.
He said it's not destruction to the wicked because Job knew that, hey, if I'm lusting after these women, or even on the spiritual aspect, lusting after these different doctrines and stuff, hey, it's gonna be destruction to that wicked, and I'll be destroyed too. But go ahead.
It is strange punishment to the workers of iniquity.
He didn't say punishment, he said a strange punishment, meaning, hey, it's a punishment that you probably ain't never seen before, man. So Job, he knew these things, man. But that's it on that.
I'm telling you, man. That's tough, man. Hey, Job, man. Hey, Job was in the spirit, man. You gotta think about it. All these things that we can do, and all the things that the Lord counts as idolatry, you have accounts in the Bible where the prophets tell you how to get over these things, man. Guess what? That fornication. That's how you get over those things. That concupiscence, that evil concupiscence. Guess what? You will go to Job 31:1. You will go to Proverbs 4:23, Sirach 23:1. And guess what? You even get an account of Christ when he said it. Whoso looked upon a maid and the one who had the lust. Guess what? That's adultery already. Because I'm gonna tell you, man, it's a lot of ways that we go against our God in inordinate affection. We go against him physically when we go into these things. Most importantly, man, a lot of people freak off on the Lord every single day spiritually, man. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and go to that too, man. Go to the Wisdom of Solomon 14. We're gonna start at verse 12. Because that's where the first place we went off with our God, man. Spiritually, man. Because you literally can't cheat on the Most High God. You can't look at him and then, oh, I'm gonna go lay with somebody else. I'm gonna go lay with Buddha. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? You spiritually do it all the time. And get what we do physically do it, but brothers and sisters get what I'm saying. You don't get to go home with the Lord. You see the Lord and you invite Buddha over. But guess what? Spiritually, you do this all the time, man. Lord said you got a whore's forehead, man. And that's bad. But all these things fall into idolatry, man.
Like even at 1 Corinthians chapter 7, he says, if the husband and wife is into it, that they can separate for a time. Think about it like that. We'll separate for a time, with the Most High God. But once he called us on, to the wilderness and we be in that kingdom, hey, then y'all made it up and all that on the spiritual aspect. So,
That's right, man. Go ahead, let's go ahead and get that.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, and verse 12.
Bring it out.
For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
Guess what it says? The devising of them. When you're devising something, that means you're conjuring up something. You're creating something. The thoughts of these things, right? You're kind of brainstorming these things. It says for the devising of idols, the creation of them was the beginning of spiritual fornication. First idol we got, man. Guess what? Eve took it and ran with it. Literally, man. The Lord said, okay, these Adam and Eve, man, they good. They ain't got to worry about them. The very first damn serpent, slithery ass, wicked ass man came up and gave her an idol. And got her ass. And guess what? It's the same way they get got now, the same way they get got to this day. In the same way we fell for it, we fall for it today, man. How many times we see a lot of women, prophets, teachers, spiritualists, all these things we see up and down our timelines. And you always see men under there. Well, you always say, you go queen, you black queen, you goddess. Ooh, sister, go ahead, preach. You got a grown man, 30 years old, full beard, probably got 2 kids at the house. Under a woman comments who don't know nothing about you, don't care about you. Go, queen, you black goddess. Give me life. Man, come on, man.
Prime example, even with that video we had dropped with that damn woman that had came out there. And I'm talking about, Yara, he was, what's Yara, right?
Yeah.
He was teaching a brother. And then all of a sudden she come over there, she had a whole group of brothers around. Like, come on, man, that's just wicked as hell.
Man, I'm telling you, man. Because, bro, that's the first thing, the devising of idols, man. The very first thing. Read it from the top, bro.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, and verse 12 from the top.
Read.
For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
And that's spiritual fornication. So just think about it. Anytime brothers and sisters are going against the law, statute, commandments, you cheating against the Lord, man. And guess what? In your marriage, would you want to cheat on your significant other? And let's even put it more retrospect, because how we do the Lord. Would you cheat on them every single day? And then you just expect your husband or your wife, as soon as you be like, oh, my bad, to be like, okay, cool. Come back to me. Dinner be ready. Or, I'll be at the house at 6. Because guess what? That's how the Lord is with his open arms every day. When we fall and we get back up. We fall into that spiritual fornication. We fall into that lust, that wickedness, that idolatry. And then we just turn from it, kind of pat ourselves off and be like, oh, my bad, Lord. And be like, well, oh, come back. Because guess what, man? He's going to give you every opportunity to come back to him. But hey, it's going to be that time when them gates is closed and that door gets shut. Like how Noah said, man, when he fastened that door and hey, no man going to open it. Hey, you going to try to go out one more time to freak off. That door going to be closed, man. But it says, hey, the devising of these things at the beginning of spiritual fornication, right? Read.
Is the invention of the corruption of life.
So it was the devising of them, the thinking of them, the conjuring up to how we going to lay it out, how we going to do this. And then it was the invention of them. Cedric Bozier, the big fat Buddha, the Hindu. Yeah, all these things, man. Sure, who else? Who another one? Joel Osteen, TDJs, Red Flow. Guess what? These are idols to folks. Guess what? We might not see it like that. But guess what? People come from all across the world to come see these folks. And come fall at their feet, pass out, and jump and jiggle and all these things, man. Want them to touch them so they can fall out. Giving them the power that you know they don't have. I know for sure TD Jakes, man, he might swallow people up for real, but guess what? He ain't taking away they swallowing up their evil spirits. Guess what? If anything, man, that man put them hands on you, man, you gonna be, man, I don't know what he have on his hands when he touch you, but
Fast.
yeah, just nasty, man. But guess what? You think the Lord dealing with them brothers or even them sisters? Because he passed his church to his daughter. Man, look how wicked these things is. You see what I'm saying, man? Like all these things. And it was the invention of these things. Guess what? Another idol. Making woman above a man. That's an idol. Guess what? A woman wearing pants. A woman being set on a higher, guess what? A plateau than a man. That's an idol. Now the woman feels entitled. I'm entitled to have my own. I'm entitled to have these things. I'm entitled to be equal to a man. Why? Because of the idols that were set up in this world. Man. And guess what? That's spiritual wickedness. We are going against our Lord like he mud. You think you're just going against that nigga you looking at that you trying to get promoted over or work over? You're doing that to your God each and every day, man. Man, I would read. Hey, brother and sister, we'll be here forever if I read all of these precepts. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12, read it all the way down. I encourage brothers and sisters to read this all the way through until, read the whole chapter. Let me say it like that. Read the whole chapter. All of it's going into idolatry. 15, you might as well read all 31. Oh, you saying let's get 15. Oh, yeah, chapter 15 too, Salakia. Yeah, I'll praise it. Because, man, I'm telling you, I want to touch on a lot of things today, man. Because there's a lot of ways to be an idolater to the Lord. Guess what? You see, you can do it physically. We see we can do it spiritually. And now we're going to kind of get into a couple of things of what we fail and we started idolizing, right? Let's jump back a page and let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 13. We're going to start at 1.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, and verse 1.
Bring it up.
Surely they are all men by nature.
So guess what? Naturally, men and women are going to be vain. They see things, they like it. It is so beautiful. I want to worship it. Or guess what? If something enticed their eye and it looked good enough, I'm willing to go for it. Just vain by nature, thinking that this is going to solve all the problems, right? Read.
Who are ignorant of God.
But at the same time, ignorant as hell is the Lord. How? Because you've seen all these things you want to attain. You was like, man, this is this and that. But guess what? The Lord made everything. Everything from the top to the bottom. Guess what? How everybody in the world like to say the rooters of the tutor. The Lord made it all, man. So we ignorant of him creating these things. But guess what? We look at these things as idols, right? Read.
It could not out of the good thing that are seen.
Right? Read.
No hill that is.
Right? Read on.
Neither by considering the works.
So guess what? The good things that are seen. Guess what? The sun, the moon, the plants, women, men, all these things. What's another thing that can be seen? Guess what? This world, money, cars, clothes. A lot of things can be seen, right? But guess what? You don't know him, to know the person who made these things. You're not considering him. Read.
Neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the workmaster.
Guess what? You wonder, guess what? Esau wondered how the sun does what it does all the time. How come it hasn't vaporized us yet? How come it hasn't came a ball of gas, fell into gravity, and we just fell out of nowhere? How come the earth spin the way it spins? how come the stars do what they do? How are they so aligned, and how they were even able to do that? How were they able to be established? What is gravity? What is this? How does an ant do this? Well, let me stick a camera up his butt. You know, guess what? They wonder about all these things. But the last thing they ever want to do, Esau for sure, is acknowledge the workmaster. Acknowledge the Most High God who made it. Because why? They're trying to fulfill those shoes. They're trying to be the Most High. They're trying to be God, right? We can go to a plethora of precepts on these things and go and read them, right? But guess what, man? It says vain are all men by nature, right? Read verse 2.
Verse 2. But deep either fire
Read.
or wind,
Read on.
or the swift earth,
Mm-hmm.
or the circle of the stars,
Read.
or the violent water, or the lights of heaven, to be the gods which govern the world.
Because guess what, man? Look at all these things that the Lord named that everybody worships. You can't name one God that doesn't have one of these attributes that the world worships as a God. Guess what? We know Gad and the northern tribe, they went off bad with doing these. Gad for sure, because that's when they started becoming over spiritual. They believed the animals were the ones that were saving them. The sun were saving them. The moon, the way that the wind blew, those are the things that were saving them. They didn't reverence the Lord anymore. They counted those things as all separate deities, as a polytheistic God, right? Multi-gods. Guess what? We know we have a monotheistic God, the one and true. He is the dictator. He is the ruler, the governor, man. But guess what? You said, no, these are my gods. These are my governors, man. The way that the stars set up, got the horoscope. See what I'm saying? The way the circle of the stars, the horoscope, fire, wind, and the soft air. Guess what? The weather. Guess what? You got people who base their energies and emotions off the weather. Guess what? We know you ain't gonna feel. You gonna feel sleepy during the rain. But guess what? Some people go to the extent of like, oh, the rain. It brings in sadship and hardship and all of these things, and I have to do these. You know, it's a lot of stuff that comes to these things. The violent water, hurricanes, tornado. You literally have people called tornado chasers, storm chasers. They're idolizing these storms so bad, they're willing to get into the eye of a tornado, the eye of a hurricane. They want to probably get inside a damn earthquake while the earth shakes.
Give them names like Hurricane Katrina and all these different stuff, things. Because like even with the fire and the water, like going back to the zodiac signs, like even with me, so-called, I'm a so-called with Aries and stuff. You know, but when it comes down to these zodiac signs, there's a whole lot of messed up people out there. There's a whole lot of like good people, but you know, a zodiac sign ain't finna dictate how you act and what your personality is. It's the way the Most High God made you. Negro, if you doing wickedness, then Negro, you wicked. No matter what so-called zodiac sign you is.
Because guess what? It's probably a lot of Aries as rapists.
Right.
It's a lot of Virgos as murderers. A lot of Capricorns who idolaters. Yeah, you got a whole lot of people who do these wicked things, and you think, oh, since me and you Libras, we're gonna get along. Nah, I'm a whoremonger. I kill people for a living. I touch underage women, underage boys and girls. Yeah, you just like me too, because you worship the same thing I worship. You sure right. But now you try to separate yourself. Then no, you can't do that. Lord said you can't serve God and mammon. You can't do fire and hot nor cold. No. If you want to be solely into them zodiac signs, well, why he don't feel like that? Why she don't feel like that today? But you feel like it. It makes no sense, man. But guess what? Under God, law, statute, commandments, we all have one feeling. Good, happy, sad, glad. And guess what? The spirit always goes around, man. Because guess what? We all know at the end of the day, we are happy. At the end of the day, everybody who's in the truth is happy. Why? Because they know our salvation is nearer than we believe. Man. Literally. So guess what, man? That's the one thing that we know that all Israelites have in common, man. But watch this. Read on now.
Verse 3. With whose beauty, if they be delighted, took them to be gods.
Guess what? Beauty. Guess what? You have people who seen these pretty colors that the Lord put in the world. Well, guess what? The rainbow, the way the sun sets, the way that the ocean glistens off the sun, the northern lights, the stars, how they align and make these beautiful shapes, the planets and how they're colored with different gases, and the way that they do things, the way that the hurricanes is set up so perfectly to where everything still has an eye in the middle. Guess what? The tornado, all these things, the way that they function, all these beautiful colors and all the vibrant animals the Lord made, people are literally idolizing these things, man. They take things and they dissect them all the way down to the T. They try to reconstruct them. And guess what? Even with the lambs and the sheep and the goats and the chicken, they idolize these things so much that they start trying to create their own, replicating them and doing DNA replication. I want to make my own so that I can make it perfect, right? And you have people who worship rainbows. Guess what? You even got an idol god, the damn leprechaun. Damn Negro got a little bit of damn leprechaun idolized the rainbow so much he think it's money at the end of it. The damn rainbow stretched across the whole earth. His little ass would be running around the whole earth till he died or get ate up or something.
Like, you know, it's many precepts that tell you what the rainbow is. You know, we all think that it's just like a U shape, but most of our guys say it's a circle.
Man, it's a ring bend around the whole earth, man. Like, but it's my lucky pot of gold at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? You got people. Guess what? It started off with the St. Patrick's. I mean, the damn leprechaun. Now you got people celebrating St. Patrick's Day. The hell you got to do wearing green? Better not, man, pinch me on. I ain't wearing no green. I'll shoot you. What's wrong with folks, man? But guess what? All these idols start off with something small, man. Guess what? Christ, Jerubbaal. Guess what? One of his big coming out parties was December 25th, Christmas. That was his big homosexual charade. He came out, hey, it's my birthday. You know what I'm saying? That's Jerubbaal. Nimrod, it stemmed from Nimrod. He made it an idol, then guess what? They raised it up and put through Christ. Put Jerubbaal, like from call his ass Christ. They put this damn weak ass man on a damn tree, got him laying on the tree like this, and you know what I'm saying? Like, and I know it seems like I'm joking, but that thing really is sad, man. That we are people so docile that we don't see the truth in these things, man.
Sometimes our people, they see the truth because even that girl, really, she even said that these like Christmases and Thanksgivings and all these other holidays that they are pagan holidays, man, or holidays. Because she said her mama taught her that stuff, man. And like I looked at them, I'm like, so y'all ain't gonna listen to us? I forget it. Listen to the women and these men rappers that y'all listen to. Hey, they gonna tell y'all something. The Most High God use them to whatever He wants y'all wants to be brought out, because His word don't go out void. That's right. See, I gotta take that thing and just look at the power of the Most High God. That's right. I mean, everybody gonna get it. That's basically what it's gonna be the bottom line, man. If these rappers are coming out saying these type of things, I mean, you ain't got no type of excuse, man.
That's in the spirit with that, man. Because watch this. Read verse 3 from the top.
Verse 3, with whose beauty, if they be delighted, took them to be God.
Guess what? Even with Glorilla, guess what? She's idols to some people. She's an idol to certain people. So guess what? Somebody actually might see that and be like, you know what? Since Glorilla said it, I'm going to stop doing it. But the Lord said it way, way, way back then. Like how they say from Babylon to Timbuktu, way back there. The Lord been established these things. Guess what? They call her Queen Bee. That's my idol. You literally have shows. American Idol. Guess what? All of these things, man. You literally have shows and people and places set up for you to go and idolize and worship it. Key example, mega churches, the Mecca. Guess what? Them pyramids, the statues that's over there in the Middle East. Guess what? I know you got the ancient temples over there in Asia. Guess what? All of these places are set up for you to go and idolize them, man. And guess what? You look at these pop stars, you be like, dang, Sexy Red bad. Megan Thee Stallion, fine as hell. This and this. This sister bad, man. That's my idol. I look up to you. The hell I'm looking up to another person with earth and ashes like me, man. And guess what? Better yet than that, this person ain't nothing. guess what? At least you're gonna look up to somebody. Look up to our forefathers, our foremothers. Look up to the Hamashiach himself. If you're gonna look up to anybody, look up to somebody who led by a good example, who got a good name. Like even I was reading a couple weeks ago with Judith, her having a good name, with Susanna having a good name. All these things are better than gold and fine jewelry, right? But guess what? Since it's beautiful, it's pretty, and we like it, and it might taste good, we took those things to be our God, man. Watch this read on now.
Let them know.
Listen, let them know. Let them know something, man. Read. You good.
Let them know how much better
How
the
much,
Lord.
wait, hold on. How much who?
How much better.
How much better? How much better? Because the Lord said, let them know how much better what? I read.
Let them know how much better the Lord of them is.
Guess what? Look how the wordplay is the Lord of them. Because guess what? The Lord said, I'm the Lord of all these things, man. Regardless of what you count to be a God or what you call a God or what you feel like is a God on the idol. I'm the Lord of them all. Guess what? They got a movie called The Lord of the Rings. And guess what? Who the Lord of that? Most High God. Guess what? You got the gods of Atlantis, the gods of Greeks or whatever it is. Guess what? Who the God of them? Most High God. Shit, you got Passion of the Christ. You got such a bonjour getting this little tender meat beat off his back, the little white meat beat. Guess what? Who the God of all these items? Most High God. Sexy Red. Guess what? She might not pray to that God. She might pray to Satan. Guess what? Who is his God? The Most High God. Either way it go, man. The Lord said, look how much better I am than all these things. Read, huh?
For the first author of beauty.
For the who?
For the first author of beauty.
Be the first one to make the word beautiful. You ain't gonna, guess what? You wouldn't be able to call a sister queen, goddess, princess, beautiful, sexy. What's another word? Enchanting, glorious. All these words that these big smooth men love to say to our women, man. Delectable, ebony, chocolate, red bone. You wouldn't be able to call none of these things if the Lord didn't ordain beauty from the beginning. You wouldn't be able to say the sun look good today. Damn, the moon is beautiful today. The stars look good. That sister look good. That brother look good. You wouldn't be able to call none of these things. Why? If the Lord didn't ordain it to be beautiful, it just ain't gonna be beautiful. The things you call ugly is beautiful to the Lord. The Lord made some weird looking fish and some weird looking women and children and men. Look at that, how beautiful to the Lord, man.
I've seen the Damascus go, but that's an ugly thing. But to the Most High God, it's beautiful.
The damn slugfish, man. The blobfish, all these things. That's the author of beauty created all these things, man. So guess what? Everything is beautiful in his own work. Guess what? Esau being wicked, ugly as hell, red as hell, a damn demon. That's beautiful to the Lord. Why? There's gonna be a beautiful thing. Guess what? How you say in Psalms 137? When he's taking to dash his little ones, man. Guess what? He made them red so that guess when you throw them, they do like tomatoes and just splat everywhere. You can see everywhere when you hit them. They bruise good and easy. So guess what? If I got like a little pellet gun, I start shooting them. I know exactly why I hit them like a damn practice target. Guess what? You shoot a so-called Judah, African American, one of the black folks. You looking like, damn, where did I hit you at, man? Guess what? People got tattooed. You like, nigga, that's a bruise. But guess what? All these things is beautiful to the Lord. Why? Because He created you, man. Everything intended for His purpose. But guess what? He didn't create these things for you to idolize them, man. Because guess what? People idolize Esau. Idolize him so bad. I need blonde hair now. I need a white man. I need the American dream. And you idolize these things so bad, and brothers and sisters are willing to cast their vows away for these things, man.
You know, like how I brought up, like whenever I was street teaching, like probably a week or two ago, and we had brought out this precept because we were teaching a sister that was most likely from the tribe of Gad.
Oh yeah.
He says, let them know how much better the Lord of them is, because at any given time, if the Most High God really wanted to, He can destroy the sun. He can destroy the moon. Yeah, He can destroy the whole damn earth if He wants to. That's why he said, hey, reverence me because I'm the one who made these things.
That's right.
Hey, they ain't finna wake you up in the morning, man. They ain't finna do all these things that I do for you. Even though you being a whoremonger, I still love you, but you gotta come back to me right then and there. Otherwise, hey, you're gonna be in that lake of fire. Because hey, you gonna have a chance to repent. But hey, that grace ain't gonna last forever.
That's right, man. Read verse 4.
Let me start verse 3 at the end real quick.
Go ahead.
It says, for the first author of beauty had created them.
That's right, big con. I agree.
Verse 4. But if they were astonished at their power and virtue.
Man, if these things really got you captivated, man. And guess what? I was thinking about captive. These things really got you captive and so stuck and so astonished. Guess what, man? Like the Lord made us an astonishment. But you so astonished at these idols and everything that you see on this earth, right? Read, huh?
Let them understand by them how much mightier.
How much who?
How much mightier.
Read, huh?
He is that made.
The Lord just reiterated himself, man. He didn't have to reiterate himself, but he chose to. Because guess what? We some hard-headed people. We need to hear about 2 or 3 times. Hear it broken down a little bit better. So the Lord said, well, the beauty, well, matter of fact, like this. If y'all were astonished by these things, man, you're like, man, God damn. Like, and, man, that's another thing, man. Capt Jerubbaal said, man, we got to stop saying that, man. Gosh, I don't want to say gosh darn it, man. I don't even want to say god dang, man. Gosh darn it. God, man, people, man, are you so astonished by these things. I'm willing to give it all up for. Somebody see who a famous sister or brother. Somebody might see Snoop Dogg walking down the street. Might be in Israel 10 years. I might never get this opportunity to smoke with the big Snoop Dogg. It got you so astonished so bad you willing to go against your God for it. Guess what? You go see Halle Berry or something walking down the street, man. I might never get to see this. Well, guess what? You might see the girl off of Friday going for a jog, and you know what I'm saying? Or see Miss Parker or something.
Even like with me and I here, we love listening to Zero, man. But you think we finna go smoke a blow with this man? Or you think we finna do some type of wickedness with this man? Like whatever, if he invite us to a club or something, whatever the case may be, we ain't finna do that. But we really edify him and let him know that he a damn Israelite.
Jerubbaal ass mind, you think we're gonna go, man? Because guess what, man? The Lord is zero. The Lord is the beginning. He is the number 0. We know he the one, but guess what? He's the 0. He's the beginning of everything, the Alpha, the Omega. He is the beginning and the end of all these things, man. And the number 1 is Christ.
Like even with the names that we be calling God or Yahweh, we call him the Most High. And then he said, like how much mightier, the Almighty. Mm-hmm. We the Almighty God, man. Meaning, right. Hey, he's the top, creator in charge, man.
That's right, man.
Ain't nobody going above him, man.
That's right. It says, let them understand by them, right? Read.
Verse 5.
Oh, no, read that 4. Let them understand by them. Then start off on how much.
Let them understand by them how much mightier he is that made them.
Right, read.
For by the greatness and beauty of the creatures, proportionably, the maker of them is seen.
Because guess what? When you peel back the layers on all these things, you can be like, damn, the Lord made the rainbow. Why? Oh, because of Genesis 9 and 13. Oh, the Lord made our sisters these beautiful princesses. Oh, why? It was 1 Timothy 2 and 9. Oh, Judah 10. Oh, this is why the Lord did these things, man. This is why he made Israel a great nation. When you start peeling back these layers, oh, this is why he made the sun like this for his ordinance, the moon, the stars. So Gad could have navigated and the northern tribe could have navigated over here so they can do these things. When you start peeling back the layers of why the Lord did create these things, you start to appreciate, guess what, the workmaster, the Almighty, man. You get to appreciate him more for these things, man. You understand why the Lord gave us these beautiful law, statutes, commandments, these beautiful feast days, these beautiful brothers and sisters we have in our congregation. Because when you peel back the layer, because the thing is, the Lord said, don't look on everybody for their beauty that's on the outside. You got to see what's on in the inside, man. And when you start pulling it back, you're like, damn, that's a good brother. dang, that's a good sister. They care about my well-being. Because there's a lot of times we fall into that thing, you peel back the layers, you see what's on the inside of that brother, says, man, that's a full-blood demon in there, man. Or a demon in him. And the Lord said, you got to mortify these things, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, 'cause like you with the Most High God, He don't give a damn about your flesh, because throughout the whole Bible, what do He always say? I try the reins.
That's right,
I mean, He
man.
gonna try your spirit, man. That's what He cared about. He like, hey man, that spirit, that's the one that's gonna be sent every third or fourth generation, man.
That's right.
But hey, again, this is the last captivity, so we gotta get it together, bro.
Right. Watch this. Let's get a quick precept on that too, man. Let's go to 1 John real quick. 1 John chapter 4. And we just gonna read verse 1. No matter of fact, we're gonna read verse 1. 1 John 4 and 1.
The book of 1 John, chapter 4 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
Beloved, believe not every spirit,
Right? Read.
but try the spirit.
But who?
But try the spirit.
Because guess what? How the Lord tried the spirit, we're gonna have to try the spirits, man. I ain't finna look at your flesh. The Lord didn't say try the flesh. Because the flesh always gonna appeal to anything. Guess what? You tell a damn dog to bark, it's gonna end up barking. But guess what? You look behind. That's why the Lord said you're gonna have to kill the animals too, because you gonna look at that dog or cat spirit or that cow spirit. That mother might moo at you a bad and call you an N-word or something, or don't obey you. Why? Because it's in his spirit and his heart. Guess what? I represent an Edomite. That's my God. Guess what, man? The Lord set up things for a reason, and guess what? He wants us to do the same exact thing. But what if Christ went by the flesh, and the Canaanite woman came up? Let's just say she looked good, and the prophet seen it. Hey, Christ, hey, this Canaanite woman right here. Hey, this Canaanite woman. Hey, she kind of what Jerubbaal do? Hey, she kind of bad, man. And Christ, like, well, matter of fact, yeah, bring over her, man. What you want? Guess what? Be on some hair ride stuff. She get the dance. He give her whatever she want. What if Christ judged by the flesh like that? Come on now. Where would I be? You see what I'm saying? The Lord try everything by the reins and by the spirit, man. Because guess what? At that day, we know Hebrews 12 and 16, Esau gonna be salted carefully with tears like he mud. Crying, begging. You might even have some Edomites that might look decent. They ugly to me, but that might be decent to some of y'all. But guess what? They gonna seek it carefully with tears, but is the Lord gonna look at their flesh or look at their spirit? Because that spirit being here for generation and generation, that spirit is a murderer. Spirit is an idolatry. That spirit can't make it, man. And for us as brothers and sisters in this truth, we gotta try the spirits, man. Just because his brother and sister might look like they have good intention, that brother and sister had a spirit of, guess what? What's his name? Judas Iscariot. That sister had a spirit of Jezebel. Guess what? You never know. The brother got a spirit of Ahab. Brother had a spirit of damn Nabal lad. You never know these things. That's why you got to try the spirit, man. You always got to try the spirit to understand and prove these things, which is right and good in the sight of the Lord, right? Did I finish that? Read on, huh?
But try the spirit, whether they are of God.
That's what you're trying it for. See if they're the Most High God. See if they in the truth to be in the truth, right? Read.
Because many false prophets.
Because of who?
Because many false prophets.
Many false prophets, man. Read.
Are going out into the world.
And guess what? The Lord said there's a lot of false prophets in this world. Why? To distract y'all, to captivate y'all, to astonish y'all, to make sure that, hey, the Lord got to seal off the 2/3 one way. And the Lord got to make sure he seal off his elect one way. So if you astonished by these things, by the signs and wonders in the sky, by the brothers and sisters that's on this earth, by the heathen, you might not be a part of that 1/3 or that 144,000. I'm not counting myself in that thing because guess what? I got a long way to go. Brother got a long way to go. I've got a long way to go. But I know I'm in the right direction of what I'm doing. And as long as I keep acknowledging the workmaster, acknowledging the Almighty, knowing that he's mightier than all these things on the earth, guess what? I know, hey, Lord willing, that I don't fall into idolatry by those things, man. And I continue to mortify my members each and every day, dying daily, right? Matter of fact, let's get, see what I want. Go to 1 Corinthians. chapter 5. 1 Corinthians chapter 5, since we're talking about this, right? Because mortifying your members, getting rid of that. Because guess what? Putting away an idol is another piece of leaven that you can get out your household. We all trying to keep all our classes in the spirit of Passover, man. Like even Ehud, Soldier Ehud, the class he did today, that's a mighty class. And through the spirit, you can even see that thing. Because guess what? I forgot the title of this class. Let me see. Look it up real quick. Yeah, the deceived and the deceiver are his. Because guess what? Pharaoh, he was in the hands of the Lord. Moses was in the hands of the Lord. One was afflicting Israel, one was saving Israel, but they both in the Lord's hand. Guess what? The wicked people of this earth and even the righteous people on the earth, they are in the Lord's hand. Guess what? The people who worship idols and the people who worship Yahweh are all in the Lord's hand. And it's up to you to try the spirit to see which one's of the Lord and which one is of this idol, man. But watch this, man. Watch this. 1 Corinthians chapter 5. Let's go to verse 11. Yeah, verse 11, man. Yeah, 1 Corinthians 5 and 11.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 5 and verses 11.
Go ahead.
But now I have written unto you not to keep company if any man that is called a brother.
So guess what, man? Anybody who you call a brother, guess what? It can be your physical brother that you grew up with. It can be a brother that you probably work with, see on a day-to-day, hoop with, whatever you do, work with. Or guess what? It can be a brother that you have in your congregation or a sister you have in your congregation. Vice versa, we know all these things on down, right? If you have this individual, read,
Be a fornicator,
if you know he a fornicator or she is a fornicator, read,
or covetous,
read on,
or an idolatry,
an idolater, right? If you got a brother or a sister or any person that's of your household or anybody that you know that's a fornicator, that's covetous, or an idolater, read on.
or a railer,
Read on.
or a drunkard, or an extortioner,
Read on.
with such a one, know not to eat.
Guess what? You know not to be around that person. Don't eat over them, because guess what? You don't want to eat of their ways. Eat of their strange doctrine. Eat of those idols. Eat of those things. Because guess what? All the things he just named, when we read in Colossians, those are idols. So it's really a double fold. Guess what? The Lord literally said, if you want to read it like how we read in Colossians, how the Lord said fornication is idolatry, uncleanliness, inordinate affection. All these things are idols. So guess what the Lord said? But now I've written unto you not to keep company. If any man that is called a brother, be an idolater, or 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 of an idolater with such a one, know not to eat. That's literally what the Lord is saying. If we keep it in layman's term, but guess what? You have to separate and categorize these things because it's certain idolatries that we fall into. But guess what? If we nip it up in the bud, the Lord literally said, oh, this is idols and idolatry, regardless spiritual or physical. If you're going away from me, it's idol, it's idolatry. And that's how the Lord literally said it, man. But you got to see these things through the spirit. Because the Lord literally said that idol. Don't keep company with them, right? Watch this, read. Matter of fact, now you can wait. What you finna get something? Oh, yeah.
That's right. 27 and
Oh, yeah.
But it's another precept, you can precept, that's right, 27 and 12. It's saying the exact same thing. That's where it really like I ain't gonna jump on whenever you get there.
The book of Sirach, chapter 27 and verse 12. If thou be among the indiscreet,
If y'all be among idolaters, go ahead.
observe the time.
What?
Observe the time.
Uh-huh.
But be continually among men of understanding.
Because it say observe the time. Another thing, another word for observing the time is having spiritual discernment. Hey, like even with your own family members, they finna celebrate Christmas, they finna have their holiday ham and all that in there. Like, mama or grandma, hey, I see you later. Like that's observing the time, like spiritually and physically, man. Because you don't want to smell that funky stuff that they got cooking, and let alone do you want that spirit to hop on you. So you observe the time, because you can't, like it's some brothers out here and sisters out here that's strong enough to, endure that thing, but it just don't bear witness with your spirit. You'll be vexed by that thing. That's why I say be constantly around men of understanding. Because once you get around men of understanding, and you say, even if you're having a bad day, hey, once you get around them, hey, you'll forget everything that happened. Or, you'll vent to them because, we'll confess our faults one to another. Right. But nevertheless, hey, you have your spirit back in check, man. That's it on that.
Because, man, that's a great precept. Because we get that. We got to get 37 and 12, in Sirach. But that's the flip side of this thing, man. Because I want to get this point, then we're going to go back to that thing. Because I've made a great point with that. Because you got to think about it. The Lord said, don't keep company with these people. Because think about it, if you smell that nice Thanksgiving ham that's been marinated in Coca-Cola for 2 days and all that, right? Guess what? That's that little leaven that's in there. It just take a little bit. That little leaven going to end up leveling that whole lump. And before you know it, you're going to call this day, what do you call it? Yahweh Shah Day, man. Come on, man. Y'all better repent, man. Y'all better repent. But think about it. It took a little leaven for him to do that, man. And guess what? Now he made this a day that the Lord didn't ordain. Guess what? Now you making, the Lord didn't ordain that day as a Hamashiach day. You did that. Come on, man.
You got to think about it. Like, even like how the Bible say you shouldn't add nor take away. That's a big ass sin, man. You can get put out the book of a book of life doing stuff like that.
That's right, man. I mean, the Lord don't have a Yahweh Shah Day. Because the Lord is the Lord of Lords. He runs. Guess what? The Hamashiach comes to him. Guess what? Christ himself celebrated the feast days that his Father appointed to him. Why would he want his own feast day? Come on, man.
Not Negro, but he didn't even celebrate his own birthday. So you
on,
trying
man.
to give him a birthday, man?
You idolizing him. And guess what? He didn't do none of that. He said, man, I honor the Father, man. That's why he kept all the feast days that his Father ordained for him, man. Or ordained for everybody to keep. And he kept it as well, man. But guess what? You around the indiscreet and you not observing the time, when you around your certain brothers and sisters that you know don't do the right thing, guess what? Whether in the world or whether in this truth, it's up to you to get that away from you. Knowing that Passover is coming, sifting season is always at its all-time high. That little leaven you get from brothers and sisters, like I said, whether in the world of truth, that right there can get you on a downhill spiral and come Passover, you out the truth. Oh, guess what? The Lord ain't give you no new wine, and now what are you? You reprobate, man. You don't want these things, brothers and sisters. I really don't. And I was literally thinking about that today, man. Like, damn, Lord have these people thinking the same thing every single day. I'm gonna tell you what it was. So I don't watch anime. I don't go too deep. I watch what I grew up on, like Naruto. I dropped Dragon Ball Z. Now I've seen a meme. It was a dude, man. He was fighting this other dude, and he was beating the dude up. And somebody in the comments said, "Hey, if you beating him up, you in a dream or something." Just think about it. The Lord make it seem that they getting the upper hand on him. When you're a reprobate, you actually think what you're doing is right and that you got an upper hand on the Lord. So guess what, brothers and sisters? If y'all think y'all got an upper hand on the Lord, y'all sleep right now. Wake up. And when he said that, I said, damn. Now, I instantly thought spiritual about it. There's a lot of brothers and sisters who be like, damn, I got the Lord. I got this now. Oh, see, the Lord ain't set it up like this. The Lord ain't read this precept like that. Or the Lord took out the Enoch because he wanted me to put it back in there. Jubilee, he wanted me to do that. Guess what? If you think you are going to outsmart the Most High and try to get away from his laws, guess what? You sleep. And you dead already. So wake up, man. Let them bones live, man. That's a replicated mind, man.
Like how I bring it up. You think you got an upper hand on the Most High God, but the whole time the Most High God got an upper hand on you. He got you thinking that you got an upper hand. God. Bro, that's why he said my thoughts are not your thoughts, man. Most High God can do some stuff that we can't even fathom, man.
Right, man. Let's go and get that Sirach 37:12, man. Because, hey, man, you ain't got to worry about getting the upper hand on the Most High God. You got to know that the Most High God got an upper hand on you. Man, I'm just saying, man, you got to, hey, man, the Lord got his hand everywhere across the four corners of this earth. There's nowhere you can go, nowhere you can hide, nothing that you can think that the Lord didn't conjure up already, or the Lord didn't put on your spirit to even think about it, man. That's the thing, man. If the Lord wants you to forget something, he don't even have to snap. He don't have to move his hand, move his fingers. He just make you forget. Because you can be going into something wicked, man. This is a sidebar. You can go into something wicked. I know one day I was just driving. And I was just always driving, and something happened. I was thinking about something. I think I had seen, I don't know what happened. I seen something. I was like, damn, what was that? How about this and that? And I'm to myself, I'm sitting there the whole time trying to think of what it was. And I'm sitting there trying so hard to think on it. And what happened? I think I almost got in a wreck or something. Like, if somebody was driving stupid. So, I shook at it, whatever I was doing. I was like, well, Lord don't want me to remember. So I'm going to quit thinking about it. The Lord obviously don't want me to remember, don't want me to go into it. So I'm not going to do it. Well, guess what? You might be chilling at the house and all of a sudden you might bite your tongue, bite your lip. Like, God damn, what did I do? You can be like, well, the Lord didn't want that thought to come in your head. That was going to come in 10 minus 10 seconds. So the Lord rather your lip be bleeding a little bit than you being sin.
Think about Saul, man.
Yeah, for real, man.
That's a prime example because Samuel came to him and said that, hey, the Lord no longer with you. But Saul's still over here like, man, the Lord didn't need I got to do this, that, and the third. Man.
Lord, what you talking about? Yeah, bro. Because guess what? He thought he was going to get an upper hand on the Lord going to the enchanters, trying to bring back Samuel. The enchanter like, why would you make me do this? Why? The enchanter mad as hell. Why did you just try to make me enchant Samuel back, man? Now I got to deal with God. He said, you going to stay here? I do, man. The only thing is, you're going to get me in trouble, man. Because think about these things, man. You, brothers and sisters, think that worshiping an idol is going to get them above the Lord, man. It's not going to work. It'll never work. Guess what? The amount of money you have, it will not stand taller than the Lord. The amount of riches that you have, the amount of wealth that you have, man, it will never top the Lord, man. The amount of wisdom that you think you can conjure up with different books, various spirits, and all these things you think to amount yourself higher than the Lord or even the Mashiach himself, guess what? You'll never do it, man. But we get beside ourselves. We start thinking, well, if I do this, this, and that, if I can just start sacrificing again, I think I can get some of those spiritual powers back. I think if I do my own way, the Lord will look at me and be like, you different. Yeah, you real. I like that. Name a time when the prophet said, I'm going to quit keeping the law, statutes, commandments, and watch the Lord exalt me. Name a time when Christ himself, when the Lord ordained, the Lord of Lords, kings of kings, gave him judgment over everything, said, I'm not going to keep the law, statutes, commandments. I'm going to wait for him to exhort me and see how different I am. The Lord don't want nobody different. He wants you separate. He don't want you different. He don't want you to think, oh, I don't keep the law, statutes, commandments. The Lord will be like, oh, man, look at that brother in that congregation. He don't keep no laws. He don't keep no commandments. Captain, no, it's not how that works, man. Come on, man. You expect to get anything on the Lord, you a damn fool and a reprobate, man.
Like, even with the Edomites, man, we just sit back and just look at them. Yeah, the Bible say they wiser than Daniel. But even the Most High God got a delusion on them, man. Because they
thinking they wiser than Daniel.
Right? They trying to build up to the heavens, thinking they finna get up there. But the Most High God said they gonna build. I'm gonna throw that. Like, bro, there ain't no getting around there. Because they think they finna win this World War III and all this stuff, but it's just a strong delusion on them, man. Hey, they kingdom ain't finna end, but it is.
You know what's crazy about that too? Think about it. Daniel could interpret dreams. Edomites couldn't. None of his enchanters, none of his wizards, none of them could. They couldn't do it. So how are they wiser than Daniel? That's literally the Lord choosing their delusion. He put that in there so an Edomite can read it and be like, oh, I'm smarter than these niggas. I can get up over them. I can do it. I can conquer the Lord. Now let me try to set up a government. Let me try to build a big fund. Let me try to do these things so that I can rule the Most High God at the end of the day. Come on, man. What they say on sports tape. Come on, man. Just look at these things, man. That's the reprobated mind the Lord gave them. He gave them an infinite reprobated mind, man. Making them think that they right as hell. Esau, you wrong. You always be wrong. You will never be right. Come on, man. Where were we at? 37-12, man. I know we got sidetracked, but hey, man. That reprobated mind is that's a whole nother class, man. Lord, choosing your delusion is probably the worst thing that could ever happen, man. But read on. Let's get Sirach 37-12. We're gonna be out here, man. We got 2 more and then we'll be done.
The book of Sirach, chapter 30. You said 32.
37-12. So like my bad.
The book of Sirach, chapter 37, verse 12.
Bring it up.
The book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse 12. But be continually with a godly man.
Right? Because it's the flip side of it. The Lord don't want you to be around them idolatrous people, right? But this is what the Lord wants you to do during the time of Passover, during the time of, guess what, your whole time of being here on this earth. If you don't want to fall into idolatry, you don't want to fall into none of these things, these lust, strong sexual desires, anything that can get you pulled against your God, this is what he wants you to do, right? Read.
But be continually with a godly man,
right? Read.
Whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord.
Because you know that brother or sister or that camp or your congregation, you know, hey, we ain't gonna fall into no idols, man. We worship the Most High God, man. And we give honor to his son, man. This is all we do. You know that ain't finna change, right? Read.
Whose mind is according to thy mind.
And you know what? I think the same way as you. I'm not gonna go around my granny who still believe in a white Jesus. I'm not gonna go around my granny who thinks she can still eat ham, celebrate holidays, pagan holidays. Guess what? I go around and see you, yeah. I'm not gonna go see you around them time of year. Guess what? I'm gonna observe the time. I'm gonna observe it before I even get there. Yeah, I ain't going over there. It's 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. The spirit's already on it. I ain't even gonna go 2 weeks after Thanksgiving because they got Thanksgiving leftovers. You know, hey, we used to eat Thanksgiving leftovers for a whole month, bro. Put it in the freezer and take it out the freezer. It still be good. I'm tired of eating it.
After eating them leftovers, they in the Christmas spirit.
Man, I'm telling you, man. That's be the dry. That's why the Lord said the winter is a dry season, man. Because look how many idolatrous things go on during those times, man. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, the New Year, they fake New Year's, Hanukkah, what else? Oh, what's that Jewish thing? Other than Hanukkah. I got a whole bunch of stuff. But think about all these things, the Chinese New Year's and all of this. There's a lot of idolatrous things in the winter. So that the Lord can sift out who he gonna sift out. And guess what? Come the time of refreshing, the time of the new year, of his new year, everything's set in order. But guess what? You want to be around, continue with a godly man who you know to keep the commandments, right? Whose mind is according to thy mind, right? Read.
It will sorrow with thee.
Guess what? That'll comfort you. Guess what? You're going through a hard time with brothers and sisters. Hey, I'm going there with you. I'm going to build you back up. You fall into that, you fall into that level. Guess what? We're going to get that spirit off you, right? Read.
If thou shalt miscarry.
Guess what? If you fall off, guess what? Damn, I need support. Guess what? Sis, I got you. We're going to go through these precepts. Damn, bro. I failed. All right, bro. Come on. We're going to get you back right. We're going to do these things. Damn, that sister looks so good. I fell into a little lust, man. Hey, man, we're going to get it. We're going to repent. We're going to come back to our God, man. That's what the mission is. That's what the goal is. To flee idolatry and come back to the Lord. The Lord told you in Revelations, what's that, 18 and 11? To flee from Babylon. Flee this idolatrous land. Flee it, man. Get away from it. Look at it and mortify your members. Guess what? If Babylon, you feel like it's on the tip of your fingers, cut them off. If you feel like you got an arm inside Babylon, cut it off, man. If your heart is in Babylon, your mind, guess what? Cut it off and refresh yourself, man. Cut it off, man.
We ain't saying literally, man.
Not literally. No, spiritually, man. But guess what? Hey, if your finger got a little Babylonian on it, you might want to cut it off. Right? Lord willing to take you home, man. But my fault. So like you read on now.
Verse 13.
Yeah.
And let the counsel of thine own heart stand.
Right.
For there is no man more faithful unto thee than it.
Because guess what? Your heart gonna condemn you if you're wrong. Your heart always is, because why the Lord control it. that's another thing, man. I'm following my heart, not the Lord choosing that. So whatever it is, man. If you want to check it out, I'll go ahead. Just pick up where you left off. We're gonna read 13 at the top. And it says, my bad. But it says, let the counsel of thine own heart stand. It says, for there is no man more faithful unto thee than it. And guess what? You know your mind gonna tell you what's right and what's wrong. You know. Brother might ask a question like this. Hey, if I lay with a woman and we do it, but I don't like her, can I get rid of her? And you thinking of this question, you devising this thing. You know damn well it's wrong, man. Or you got a sister. If I like this brother and I prove him, I don't prove him, I just lay with him. But then once proven I don't like him, I'll just jump to another brother. No. You know your heart wrong as hell, even what you thinking that. So guess what, man? I was a bear cow, he'll tell you this thing in confidence. He used to leave his damn food in the damn dashboard to let his food warm up in there. Guess what? You know his heart condemned him about that thing. And guess what? You know your mind gonna tell you the right thing because why the Lord is ordering your steps, right? Watch this, read 14. Man.
Verse 14. For a man's mind is sometime wont to tell him more than 7 watchmen that sit above in a high tower.
Because guess what, man? Your mind wants to do this, right?
Read. And above all this, pray to the Most
So
High.
he said above everything, above being around godly men and women, above listening to what you need to do, right? It says, above all this, pray to the Most High God, right? Read.
That he will direct thy way in truth.
That who?
That he will direct thy way in truth.
Man, that's who's gonna do it. There's no idol, there's no nothing, man. Pray to the Most High God and let him direct it, man. That's it. Let's go ahead and get to this last spiel, man. Let's go to Psalms. In the spirit of Passover, man, I wanted to read this, man. The Psalms, King David went into a lot of what they went through during Egypt. Not him personally, but guess what the Israelites went through, right? Like you read in Psalms 105, Psalms 106, right? So we're going to start at Psalms 106, and we're going to start at verse 19. We're almost out of here, brothers and sisters. Go ahead.
The book of Psalms, chapter 106, and verse 19.
Bring it out.
They made a calf in Horeb.
Mm-hmm.
It worshiped the molten image.
So if brothers and sisters are not familiar with the story and even how we started off, you can read 106 and you can start at even verse 7 because it tells you it's talking about Egypt. Then from there it runs all down the history of what happened and everything like this, right? But watch this. Read it again from the top.
Verse 19 from the top. They made a calf in Horeb.
Mm-hmm.
It worshiped the molten image.
Read on. Oh, it's just like. So guess what? They worshiped the molten calf. That was one of the gods that was in Egypt. The Lord literally plagued all of Egypt and killed all the gods. But as soon as they got out of there, they made them a god, right? Now this is going into the Israelites. Let's think about it today. The Lord purged you from all your sins and your iniquities, get you away from these things or certain brothers and sisters, and you go set up a whole nother idol. You never dealt with lust a day in your life, but the Lord just got rid of this what is it? Idolatry. He got you away from the pork. He done got you away from the shrimp, crab, and lobster. And you like, all praises. But now I want to lust. Lord, get rid of the lust. But now I want to be an idolater. Guess what? You can never feel like I gotta have a little Babylon in it. I just gotta have a little bit. Because where's the fun, right? Where's the fun?
They're off in Egypt.
Right. But guess what? A lot of us choose to do that. A lot of us choose to be better off in Egypt. So we choose these certain idols and these certain gods to worship. Why? Because it makes it better. Guess what? The food that they were eating in Egypt, it was better to them than what the Lord was feeding them. The idols and gods that they had in Egypt were better than the Most High God they assumed to be. Guess what? Brothers and sisters, y'all claim Babylon in this world better than the Most High God. And y'all put all these things over them, man. The Lord literally cleansed you from your sin and your iniquity, brought you into the truth. And when you came into the truth, he's like, I gotta pick up an idol. But what shall I pick? And guess what? The Lord get rid of that through praying, fast, and repenting. And as soon as you get rid of it, what's next? What should I worship next? And guess what? Brothers and sisters gotta stop, man.
Like even like going before Egypt, like look at Lot's wife.
Man.
Hey, Lot was a wealthy man, but see, his wife couldn't, get out of that mindset. Damn, all this stuff is just gone in a blink of an eye.
That's right.
In a blink of an eye.
That's right.
But then, hey, as soon as she looked back, she turned into a pillar of salt.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, once them nukes dropping, y'all looking back, hey, y'all gonna be a pillar of salt too, man.
That's right.
Hey, you gotta meditate on this thing.
Yeah, man, because that's through the spirit. Because even think about it like this, man. We look back all the time when we pull something back from our past and make it our idol again or fall back into that same thing. We just keep looking back and bringing the same thing back and forward. We just doing it. I'm going to say it like this, it's easy to change. It's easy to do a 180 in the truth. But when that old man creep up and, hey, man, you remember we used to look at them females like that? Remember we used to look at them niggas like that? Come on. Come to the back. We're going to do it for a little bit. We're going to pray. The Lord going to forgive us. Because guess what? That's what they did in the wilderness. Like, all right, we got rid of the calf. But I still like the women, other nation women. All right, I'll put that down. But I still don't want to listen to you. You see what I'm saying? All right, I'll let go of Egypt. But I'm thirsty. You know what I'm saying? Every time the Lord gave them what they had sufficient for them, they went somewhere else. Guess what? I took away all your idols, but I don't want the land of milk and honey. I want to worship something else. Guess what? The Lord took away the milk and honey and put you in captivity. Nigga, I want to be free. The Lord let you free to go build the temple. I want to have strange wives. You see what I'm saying? Every time the Lord gets you out of a situation, you choose another idol to represent you, man. And you think the Lord dealing with that? Hell no, man. That's why the Lord had to make a last captivity to wake up our people in these last days, to show our idols and show our wrongdoing, so that we can put these things away and step on them and cast them to the back, man. The Lord had to do these things. He had to show us these examples that we finna read. Give us multiple times in this truth to have grace to be like, damn. Because these people who look back and were serving the molten calves and images, he ended up killing off everybody from 40 and up. Everybody, your great granny dead. Your grandfather dead. Your cousin that was 41 dead. Your mama, your daddy is dead. Guess what? The Lord got grace on y'all now.
He had grace. If you think about it, he had grace back then.
Man, I'm telling you.
Every single time, man. Like, every time he wanted to wipe out Israel, it was always that one person. He always looked. He was like, well, it repented me to even destroy y'all because, even with Moses, he was like, Lord, you did say this, that, and the third. Like, Moses, you showed right. And hey, he went on ahead and kept us around, man. And like you got many accounts of the Most High God doing that, man. But this time, hey, like 1/3 and 144,000, y'all get y'all stuff together. These niggas right here, they ain't finished, man. I'm tired of them, man. That's it.
Hey man, I got another one. Through the spirit, I don't even think about it. A Christian. I don't always accept your bonjour no more, but I don't believe in Christ. What, man? I believe in the truth, but I don't believe in the New Testament. I don't believe in the Apocrypha. You see what I'm saying? The Lord giving us grace right now, but guess what? Get it right, man. The Lord allowing us to continue to fall here right now so that we can get it right. Because this is the last time.
I'm an Israelite, but I don't wear fringes.
You know what I'm saying? I like wearing my fringes, but I also like the hoes. You see what I'm saying? It don't mix, man. You can't serve God and mammon. You can't have an idol to your left and have the Most High God to your right. The Lord ain't going for that, man. But watch this. We're finna get through this, man. Read on now. Verse 20.
Verse 20. Thus they changed their glory into the similitude of an ox that eateth grass.
Man, come on, man. They changed their glory. They changed the glory that the Lord gave them into a damn ox, man.
Dumb animal.
A dumbass animal, man. Come on, man. They eateth grass. The Lord had to add that in there, man. They eateth grass, man. Read on now. He made me into this dumbass ox, man. Come on, man. Look how many times we set our God at a lower standard, bro. And that's sad as hell. Because guess what? We represent the Mashiach as a white man. We made that, we called him the Lord of Lords, Kings of Kings. That was a spit in the face to our God, man. And to his son that actually came and died for us.
I know the most pissed off. Man, he like, I mean, y'all finna trade me for a damn ox that eating grass? Like, y'all got to be outside right there.
Well, guess what? Y'all traded the Most High God for a damn puff of smoke. For something that don't exist. Or guess what? Even I can top that. Y'all turn the Most High God glory into all of Christ's glory. And don't even worship the Most High God. You worship Christ. You said, damn the Most High.
Not even the right Christ.
Man, I'm at that, man. Look at these things, man. Look how you turn your God into naught when you sacrifice unto these idols, man. You turn them to whatever you lusting after, man. You crucifying Christ afresh. Read on now.
They forget God, their Savior.
Read that again, huh?
They forget God, their Savior.
You forgot the Most High God, man, and what he did for you, right? Read.
Which had done great things in Egypt.
Read on now.
Wondrous works in the land of heaven.
And man, he did some mighty works in front of them stanky ass people, man. Guess what? One of the plagues he probably did was throw some damn hyssop everywhere and clean them off. Lord probably let a damn plague of locusts with lotion carrying around, throwing it on their ass, man. Bro, both of them.
Yeah.
But you can't have one without the other. You can't have one without the other. Because guess what? I made a great point. Guess what? 21 it said, forgot God, their Savior. Guess what? Who saved us? The Lord. But guess what? Who did he have by that chariot by night? Hamashiach. Who did he have in the burning bush? The Hamashiach.
Walk through there and see with.
Man, I'm saying, man. Guess what? Who was over there in Exodus 23 and 20? The Hamashiach, man. Guess what, man? We forgot both of them. Because guess what? The Lord said, if you hate me, you hate my Father. So if you forget me, you forgot my Father too. So guess what? It's both the same thing, man. So watch this. Read on now.
Verse 22 from the top. Wondrous works in the land of heaven.
There's some crazy ass works around those stinky folks, man. Read.
And terrible things by the Red
He
Sea.
got even worse when they got closer to that sea, man. Read.
Therefore he said that he would destroy them. Had not Moses, his chosen, stood before him in the breach.
Because guess what? They pissed the Lord off, man. And guess what? Think about brothers and sisters. They pissed the Lord off to this day. Homosexuality pisses off the Lord to the T. Not believing in him pisses them off to the T. Calling his son a so-called Edomite pisses him off to the T. You freaking off, man.
I never understood that, man. Like a whole lot of these, like, y'all say y'all read the Bible like this in Christianity. And I know y'all read the story about Sodom and Gomorrah, but yet y'all still just in that lifestyle, man. Like y'all knew it was talking about homosexuals, man. But y'all try to play them games and talk about, no, that's because that place was wicked. No, it was wicked because there was a whole lot of homosexuals walking around.
Yeah, for real,
and this is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, man. So what you think you're gonna do to this place?
No, for real.
Go ahead,
It's like that's facts, bro. Like I'm talking about that's on the T. Guess what, man? The Lord wanted to kill us for our sins and our iniquities, man. He wanted to do us bad. But if it had not been for Moses, it's chosen. Think about it, man. The prophets go out and teach every Sabbath, man. And guess what? Some teachers go out more than on Sabbath. Just think if we weren't here. Think if we weren't going to the highways and byways preaching this truth and this gospel. Think if we weren't gathering on the high holy days. Think if we weren't turning back to God, law, statutes, commandments. Man, the Lord would have wiped this place off a long time ago, man. Think if he didn't put a spirit on certain brothers and sisters, man. Man, come on, man. Where would you be if he just continued to let you be that nigga? Or let you be that boss B word? Or let you be that hoe? Where would you be? Come on, man. We got to look at these things, man. We pissed the Lord off, and the Lord has to have a chosen somewhere. So when he getting ready to do this and wipe everybody off, he be like, hold on. He saved you. Guess what? These prophets out here today trying to save y'all, man. Because the Lord, when he bring back this hand this one more time, man, he wiping it all out. But he keeping his this time. He gonna keep his, man.
It's gonna come a time where, like, with that Amos, not Amos 8 or 11, but how we ain't gonna be out there no more.
That's right, man. Family of the worker.
Yeah. So Amos 8 and 11, like right now, y'all ain't trying to hear what we saying, but then once y'all don't see us no more, y'all gonna be shaking in y'all boots. Y'all be like, y'all gonna see all this stuff cracking out, but no, we been warning y'all about this. I'm trying to hop on now, cause like how I brought out earlier about Noah, man. Once that door is shut, yeah, you can't open, boy.
Yeah, man. Crazy. Read that 23 again, huh?
Verse 23 from the top. Therefore he said that he would destroy them. Had not Moses his chosen stood before him in the breach.
Bro, think about it, man. In the breach. Now, man, think about this through the spirit, y'all. Us as Israel as a whole complete, man, we make up the kingdom of the Lord. Like even how Captain Yard did his class, the kingdom of God. We are that kingdom. But guess what? It's ordained when it's promised to us. And when we sin, there's a breach in the wall. Moses literally stood in the breach and said, Lord, hold on. Because if you kill all of you, knock down this whole wall, you got to knock me down with it. Come on, man. Brothers and sisters, we are trying to seal the breaches right now, man. And when brothers and sisters come into the truth and you still fall into that same sin over and over and over again, and you're not willing to change, you're making a breach, man.
That's spiritual in the mud, man. Bro, I'm talking like throughout the whole, all our history, man. Think about how many walls have been built and stuff. Like even with Nehemiah,
Right,
he was trying to stop them damn breaches. He like, you go over there again. They gonna lay hands on you, bro. I'm tired of going into captivity for y'all, man.
That's right, man.
Just do right. Someone he had to lay hands on, smote them, and look out the bridge and stuff, man. But even then, the Most High God, he like, got to keep on going on till,
right,
because at the end of the day, it's my story. So, it's just a long moving, man. And in the end, it's gonna be glorious.
That's right, man. It said, man, and had not Moses his chosen stood before him in the breach. Read on, huh? To turn away.
Shalaki. Had not Moses his chosen stood before him in the breach to turn away his wrath.
Read.
Lest he should destroy them.
Man, come on, man. If Moses wasn't right there to turn away the Lord's wrath, there would have been no more Israel. He would have heard about another time when the Lord put some more people on the earth and started over, man. Come on, man. Watch this. Jump down to verse 28. Man, you can read this whole thing in the account, but I'm trying to bridge as much as I can, man. Read.
Verse 28. The book of Psalms, chapter 106, verse 28.
Read.
They joined themselves also unto Baal Peor.
So guess what? We fell into idols in verse 19. The Lord repented of himself because of Moses. You drop down to verse 28. Now we done joined to another idol. Read, huh?
It ate the sacrifices of the dead.
And even what Captain Yard was going into of the dead, because wow, those are dead works, man. Read, huh?
They provoked him to anger.
Again, read.
With their invention.
And guess what? We're reading Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12. The invention of these things, man. That's spiritual fornication, man. Read, huh?
And the plague break upon them.
Read on, huh?
Break in upon them.
Yeah.
Shalaki.
Go ahead.
then stood up, Phineas, and executed judgment. And so the plague was stayed.
Guess what? If it wasn't for Phineas standing up and closing up that breach and literally killing folks, guess what? That plague would have spread it all across everybody, man. I'm telling you, every time there's a breach in this thing, the Lord raise up somebody to close that breach. And guess what? This breach right now that we got, that's across the four corners of this earth. The Lord got one person who's going to seal up them breaches, man. His name is Mashiach Yahushua, man. Guess what? All we doing right now is trying to make sure our boat don't sink, man. Anytime we get a breach, we're going to plug it up. Anytime a sin comes, we're going to put a commandment there, man. Anytime some idols come up, we're going to put the Lord right there. Anytime you falling, brothers and sisters, put something there that's godly, man. That's how you combat sinful things. You combat it with the Lord. Man, I'm telling you, bro. Like all day, every damn day, man. Guess what? If you want to, guess what the Lord said? If you want Satan to go away, you say, depart thee hence, man. Guess what? Just through your spirit and you believe, because guess what? You are fighting evil with good. Because why? You believe in the Lord, Hamashiach. So guess what? That's the good on evil right there, man. Guess what? You got sin. Guess what? You should put. Guess what? You know, you a man that wear dresses. You should plug that with Deuteronomy 22:5. If you know you got an effeminate spirit, you should plug that with Leviticus 18:20, man. Guess what? If you don't believe in the Hamashiach, you got to plug that with Philippians 2:6, John 5:30. Guess what? 5:22, Salaki. Guess what, man? If you're dealing with any of these things, you better plug a precept there, man, and keep going. Guess what? If you fall, man, put a precept there, man. If you do anything, man, put a precept there and keep it moving. And guess what? If one precept ain't enough, get two, get three, get four. That's why you got like-minded brothers and sisters to help you plug those holes and breaches that we have in each other, man. But read on, huh?
Verse 30.
Verse 30.
31.
You read, 31.
Verse 31. And that was counted unto him for righteousness.
Man, read.
Unto all generations forevermore.
Read.
They anchored him also at the waters of strife. Shalom. So that it went ill with Moses for their sake.
Because think about it, the waters of strife is when they were complaining about water. And Moses and Aaron was like, well, should we hit this rock and get you this water? Because guess what? Now they getting tired, man. Now they're like, well, shit, I think I'm doing it with this staff. The staff was the idol, man. They was thinking, well, here, let me do it. Guess what? They forgot the Lord right then. Why? Because they got tired, man. They got tired of dealing with Israel. Brothers and sisters in this truth, y'all can't get tired or weak and faint in this truth. Because that idol right there knocking at your door. Now I'm telling you, man, it's right there, man. Satan is right there. Genesis 4:7, man. If you do as well, you're going to be accepted. But if not, hey, Satan lying at the door, man. Brothers and sisters, if y'all want to sin, guess what? You ain't got to open the physical door. Just turn around. Spiritual door right there. Satan right there, man. Guess what? If the Lord with you, Satan right there with you too, man. Because he ordained to, guess what, bring confusion and pull out the wheat from the tares, man. So when the Mashiach come, he know who to chop off and he know who to redeem. But read on, huh? Verse 33.
Verse 33. Because they provoked his spirit,
Man,
so that he spake unadvisedly with his lips.
guess what? They provoked Moses' spirit. They vexed Moses to the man. Moses was the most meekest man on the earth. The most meekest man on the earth. You provoked his brother. Hey, they was getting on this nigga nerves, man. Hey, man. Hey. Damn, man. It got so bad, he spoke unadvisedly with his lips. He started saying what I needed to do, man. Y'all can get that account if y'all read in Numbers chapter 20. Y'all just read the whole chapter. Numbers chapter 20, the point where you can get it at is verse 10 all the way down to like 13, 14, 15. But, you want to go ahead and just get the whole chapter in, just to go ahead and get it, right? But read on verse 34.
Verse 34. They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them.
Read.
But were mingled among the heathen.
Guess what the Lord said? Go wipe out all these folks. I ain't gonna do it. Guess what he told Saul? They commanded Saul, man, kill all the Edomites and kill all their cattle. I gotta show off for you, Lord. I didn't ask you to do that, man. You done made them things idols now because you chose them above me. You took my commandment. You said, nah, I'm gonna up one. Oh, nigga, you can't up one on the Lord. The hell is wrong with you, man?
You say, is that a sheep?
Is that, man, hey, man, is that a damn sheep, man? The Lord told you not to, man. I just want to sacrifice to the Lord. The Lord didn't ask for that, man. We're gonna get that precept too, man. First Samuel. But read,
Verse 34,
35.
verse 35. But were bigger among the heathen and learned their work.
because guess what, man? If you don't put away that leaven and you keep a little bit of it, guess what? That little leaven gonna live in the whole lump. You didn't kill that one Edomite, and now look at him now. You chose not to kill Agag. Now look at his descendants ruling the earth. Just that little bitty ass leaven. Look what it leavened, man. Just a little bit of homosexuality. Now look at it. There's a little bit of wickedness, and look where you at. A little bit of idolatry, and look where it's at now, man. But guess what? The way that leaven will grow in you, guess what? Righteousness will grow in you. Just that little bit of keeping the law, statutes, commandments. Look where it can get you. It's always flip sides to this thing. The Lord made things 2 and 2, man. If sin can grow in you, that means the Most High God can grow in you, man.
Think about like that, even like your first Corinthians say, I planted Apollo's water, but God get an increase.
That's right.
That seed is always planted in you. Hey, but God get an increase to see it. Hey, if you really gonna do what I say, man.
Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie, through the spirit. Think about this, y'all. That can go in a whole nother spirit. We know that seed right there was spiritual. And we know during the times when we actually had land, if we weren't referencing to the Lord will close the storehouse and he'll close up the heavens, no rain, no water. So think about it, brothers and sisters, y'all got that seed, but the Lord done closed them storehouses. You can't put none of that stuff up. Guess what? He closed the heavens, he closed the sun, he closed all the water. Your seed ain't getting planted, no nourish, it ain't getting nothing. It's gonna stay in there with all that potential. But they say a grain of a mustard seed, right? But guess when you start keeping the law, statutes, commandments, you open your eyes, you remove that veil, you let the sun come in, you let the water come in. Now you nourish and now you're getting built up. Now you got brothers kind of trim your edges a little bit, cut up the plant, a little bonsai tree type of thing, a little Israelite tree, you know. Guess what? Mortifying the little dead ends on you now. So look at these things through the spirit. That's tough, man. Like I said, I can take you somewhere far, man.
Like I know, like we're gonna touch on this, we're gonna go on, because yeah, that could be a whole other spirit for sure. But like even with being that tree, saying that you growing in this truth, that don't mean you just stop. Like when you get tired, you be like, okay, I got enough growth on me and stuff. Because even with Christ, hey, he healed that tree down because it didn't bear no fruit. And hey, so you gotta look at it on all aspects.
That's right. Because you can be a big, tall ass tree, but you don't bear no fruit. Yeah. Man, during the time of war, the Lord said you can use this tree for food, and you just use this tree. You can hew it down, chop it down, do whatever you want. But these are for food. So guess what? Them trees probably were short, where you can just grab it and go. But you probably have the big ass, tall Lebanesian trees and stuff. You can chop them down and cut them. They ain't got no fruit on them. Think about certain brothers and sisters. You can get built up as much as you want. You can know all the precepts, get all the understanding, biggest fringes. Guess what? You can actually be a tall brother or sister. You ain't got no fruits. The Lord will chop your ass down like it ain't nothing. But guess what? You can be 5'5", whatever. Guess what? You can have a little understanding of the truth. Like you can pull a rock. Better to have a little understanding and keep the commandments than have a lot and forsake them. Roughly paraphrasing. Guess what, man? The Lord care about your fruits on that tree, man. That tree can be ugly as hell, but as long as it got some good fruits on it, hey, I'll take it. Shit, it is what it is, right? But watch this, verse 36. I'll read.
Verse 36. And they served their idols.
They served their who?
And they served their idols.
Man, I'm talking about we serving idols like he mud, man. Read.
Which were a snare unto them.
It's a snare unto us, man. It's astonishing to us, right? Read.
Yet they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto
devils. So that's another reason showing you. It ain't just Satan. They make all these things idols, which are devils to them. That's what Satan is. He's an angel of the Lord, man. He served the Lord. These devils and these things you work, these are a lot of idols, a lot of devils, man. Read, huh?
And shed innocent blood,
Read, huh?
even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan.
Read.
And the land was polluted with blood.
Man, I'm telling y'all, man, it's tough, man. Read on, man.
Verse 39. Thus were they defiled with their own works.
Because y'all did it to yourself, but the Lord said with the devising and creation of items, right? Read.
And went a hurry with their own invention.
Man, y'all want to warn with y'all own inventions, what y'all done made up, what y'all feel is right and good in y'all sight. Y'all want to warn, man. Got that big whore forehead on your head, man. Read.
Therefore was the wrath of the Lord kindled against his people, insomuch that he abhorred his own inheritance.
This man hated his people, man. Because abhorred is a strong word for hate, man. And he was like, damn, why did I make these niggas? You had literally had the Lord like, damn, why? Gosh, darn it. Why did I make y'all? Y'all supposed to be serving me. Why y'all serving these guys harder than them? Because the thing is, we go harder at anything that we do. Like Rob said a long time ago. Think about it, we're probably worshiping them Canaan idols harder than the Canaanites. Guess what? We probably rushing in the temple faster than them niggas. Move, nigga. Move, ham, you stink, nigga. Let me go serve your God. I'm clean. Think about these things, man. When it comes to being wicked, we at the top of the charts. A new Sexy Red song drop. You don't hear no Edomites bumping that mud at first. You see Judah flooding the gates. I gotta get it. I'm gonna bump it. I'm gonna make 3 songs, 3 videos. I'm gonna dance to it. And then you got Esau. I'm gonna be like the black person. I'm gonna do myself too. Don't it look nice? La 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 la. Let me say the N-word. You know what I'm saying? It starts with us, man. If we choose to serve our God, guess what? The Edomites be like, well, maybe I should serve their God too. How do I serve him? Oh, by being a slave? I think I could do that. Because you have people who are content. You have Edomites who are content with being slaves. Why? Because they understand their purpose. But if you don't understand your purpose, then the Edomites will never understand their purpose, man. Or the heathen in general.
Because I had one personally, FaceTime me. Well, not FaceTime me, but hit me up on Instagram. And he bowed down on camera. I showed the congregation. I don't know if I remember.
Yeah.
I had showed everybody in the congregation because we had a feast day going on. And he was bowing down. He was humbling himself, man. And see, those type of Edomites we can deal with. Like, we can try to put in where, to the most I got, and you in like the slave plantation, but at the end of the day, just know you gotta go to the lake of fire afterwards.
That's right.
But they even accept that, man. So I'm like, if they can accept that, why can't our people accept it?
That's right, man. Read on that. My bad. So like, read verse 40. Yeah, read 40 from the top.
The book of Psalms, chapter 106 and verse 40. Therefore was the wrath of the Lord kindled against his people,
Read on.
insomuch that he abhorred his own inheritance.
Read.
And he gave them into the hand of the heathen, and they that hated them ruled over them.
So guess what? With us serving the idols, well, guess what? We'll serve them idols. You made Esau your idol, well, you're going to serve him. You made Moab your idol, you're going to serve him. You made all these things idols, well, go serve them, man. And guess what? You don't want me to rule the earth, so I'm going to make Esau rule the earth, man. Job 9-24 all day. Read, huh?
Their enemies also oppressed them.
Oppressing the mess out of us. Why? Because we chose them to be over us. Like even with Saul, we didn't have to have Saul. We had the Lord. But they said, we need a God like the other nations got. Come on now. We always want to be like them when the Lord said, well, here. Think if we never got Saul. Think if we never asked for another leader. Just think about these things, man. Stop putting stuff above the Lord. Read,
Verse 42. Their enemies also oppressed them, and they were brought into subjection under their head.
Read,
Many times did he deliver them.
Guess what? The Lord delivered us many times through the hands of our enemies. But what,
But they were welcomed with their counsel.
But they provoked them with our own counsel. Every time he let us free and gave us some grace, he niggas pissed me right back off, man.
Even in the sight of the Lord.
Man, read,
and were brought low for their iniquity. Nevertheless, he regarded their affliction when he heard their cry.
because guess what? Even what I think Jerubbaal said that we weren't crying because we were repenting. We were just crying because we didn't like the affliction. It's different types of cries. And he just regarded us for our affliction, man. Because guess what? He regarded us and he delivered us from it. But see, look, at this time around, we ain't just crying for our affliction. We're crying for repentance now, man. Read on now.
And he remembered them of his shalak, and he remembered for them his covenant.
Read.
And repented according to the multitude of his
All praise
mercy.
to the Most High that he did that, man. All praise to the Most High God that he remembered his covenant that he gave to our forefathers. Because if he didn't hold his word, because we don't hold our word all the time. But the Lord held his word, man. And all praise to the Most High. He remembered us. You remember me? Yes. Yes. Read on, now.
Verse 46.
Read.
He made them also to be pitied of all those that were carried them captive.
Read.
Save us, O Lord, our God,
And that's what we asking for now, man. Save us, Lord. Read.
and gather us from above all the heat. The heat. So like
You good? Read from the top.
verse 47 from the top. Save us, O Lord, our God, and gather us from above the heat.
Read.
To give thanks unto thy holy name, and to triumph in thy praise.
Read.
Blessed be the Lord God of Israel
Read.
from everlasting to everlasting.
Mm-hmm.
And let all the people say, Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Praise ye the Lord.
Man, all praise, man. Because think about it. In these end days and end time, this is what we asking the Lord to do. Hearing our affliction, hearing our cry. Remember the covenant that he had ordained that our forefathers aforetime, man. Crying, have pity on us, man. Have pity that we came over here on slave cargo ships. Have pity on the Native Americans who were slain, raped, and robbed and murdered, man. Have pity on all of us. Lord, have pity. He said, and save us. Gather us from among the heathen, right? These are things we're asking for in these last days. But the thing is, the Lord is going to give us this right here. But the Lord going to have to purge us for this thing, man. The Lord said, hey, guess what? This is for the last summer from the Savior from your idols and save y'all from the heathen. But what comes, hey, guess what? With great sacrifice come a great consequence, man. This is the ultimate sacrifice right here that the Lord did when he gave us a Mashiach. Guess what? There ain't no more sacrificing no more after this. This is consequences with it. So guess what? He's going to put us to the side of those who are above the elect, and he's going to put them other people to the consequence side. Guess what? The lake of fire, the people who don't repent, man. Hey, the Lord said, cast away your idols, man, and put these things far away from you. And that's what we got to do. If we want to see that glory and praise him from everlasting to everlasting, we're going to have to put away these idols, man. And with that, man, we're going to say shalom, man. Shalom to brothers and sisters that tuned in, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Help us push this truth around the four corners of the earth. Y'all keep pushing, man. We're getting closer and closer to the Passover. These spirits going to keep ramping up. Y'all keep doing the right thing and keep enduring. Keep putting away those false gods, false idols. Keep putting the Most High God on top of everything, man. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Get to the GoFundMe, to the Cash App. The money being greatly used for the building up of a mighty nation, man. Building a nation inside of a great nation, man. Brothers and sisters, y'all making sure y'all getting in y'all arms. Well, thank you, brothers and sisters, for giving the arms to the GoFundMe and the Cash App. Like I said, the money being greatly used. Y'all make sure y'all giving y'all funds for the Passover, your Passover fees. Y'all make sure y'all finish up paying on your garments, get your shirts. See if you can find a way to get down here, brothers and sisters. Y'all know if y'all want to come congregate, come kick it with us. Come get in the Israelite party, man, Battle Axes party. Y'all know to hit up the captains. Their numbers are in the description. A new moon this Sunday, sundown. Brothers and sisters, y'all get your spirit ready, get ready for all these things. It's a new year. Y'all should be already wanting to get that leaven out before we get to the Passover. If not, hey, guess what? The Lord give you 14 more days to get it right. Shooting this. All praise to the Most High for this thing, man. I know the class was kind of lengthy, But hey, man, it's a lot of idolatry we got to put away. It's a lot of living we got to get out coming into this Passover. And guess what? Even coming into the end of this time, man. But at the end of every class, we always finish with a law. And I think I'm going to start trying to pull a law from Exodus all the way until we get to the Passover and get through the Passover. So the law we're going to get today, which I should probably already know, is Exodus 20:4 through 5. You already know. So, hey, like I said, I'll praise the brothers and sisters. I hope y'all edified, not only for yourselves, but for all those that seek learning. Y'all keep coming, keep learning, keep building. And hey, Lord willing, we get out of this captivity, man. Read get there, right? Exodus 20:4. So like
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 4.
read out.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image,
That's right, read.
in any likeness of the thing, any likeness of thing that is in heaven above.
So guess what? That goes into the Jesus piece. Because guess what? He's in heaven, right? You shouldn't even want to make one of those things, man. Read out.
Or that is in the earth beneath,
Mm-hmm.
or that is in the water under the earth.
That's right.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them.
Mm-hmm.
For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God,
That's right. Read.
visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children until the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
So guess what? The Lord don't want you to make any graven images, any idols, any things that you can set up that you will worship higher than the Lord. Guess what? And all these things that can be made, acknowledge the work master who made them. Like I said, thank you, brothers and sisters that tuned in. Shabbat Shalom. All praise to the Most High. Y'all make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. Get a great class from our captains, man. 12 p.m. Sharp. We trying to get on it, man. All praise to the Most High with that, man. We're going to say Shabbat Shalom, man.